Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Boxing. Back with another one. We're going to preview these fights that's coming up this weekend, February 24th through the 27th. You know what I'm saying? This is the last weekend of the month. So, you know what I'm saying? Should be some pretty good action. And there's actually a lot of cards across the board. There's some small time cards, and then some other cards like on your favorite networks and stuff like that. So, we're going to touch on them. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody is good to go. So before we do that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't. You can follow me on my social media, Twitter at OverJ, Instagram L Does Boxing. It's all good. I'm Andrew Charles in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. So yeah, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna run it down. So the first fight card. This is on UFC Fight Pass. You got Quinn Randall versus this Alvarez fighter. What's his name? Ivan Alvarez. That's who my man Quinn Randall gonna fight. So this is a good fight because Quinn Randall's supposed to have some good work last year, but he had a lot of guys pulling out and people couldn't make fights and for one way or another. So he's a good fighter though at 147 pounds. Ivan Alvarez is gonna come to fight though. You know what I'm saying? This fight is in Mexico. It got some type of WBC regional title on the line. So this is a good look for Quinn Randall. We'll see. You can catch this on UFC Fight Pass, and this is promoted by Royce Jones Jr. You know what I'm saying? Also on the card, you got like a mini tournament, you know what I'm saying, at the lightweight division. It's a four-man tournament the WC doing for some sanctioned body rankings. But you got Luis Torres versus Rudy Flores. Should be another good one. That's an eight-rounder, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you guys like keep up with UFC Fight Pass, but they have a lot of boxing on there. You know what I'm saying? I know Roy Jones been with them for like 2 or 3 years, so feel free to tap in. They may have a link out there for you, you know what I'm saying? But should be some pretty good fights right there. You got a card from Philly. It's going to feature Sonny Conto, the heavyweight. He signed with Top Rank, but he been doing a couple of. This is second local show he's done. This is Stay Active. He's facing Mike Marshall, so this is a fight basically keep him active. He should have something on Top Rank coming up sometime this year, but not a bad fight. He's a draw in Philly, so we're gonna see. You know, say if he can sell out the venue. I know he bring a lot of people to his fight, so locally. So he's one to watch for. He's a smaller heavyweight, got fast hands. He's fast. He normally come in the ring like 215. We'll see if he'll bulk up a little bit, but I like him fast. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see how he look. Some of this card is gonna be on Facebook too. So you gotta check that out. Fight Night on Facebook. They might show some of his cards or Flow TV, Flow Sports TV or something like that .com. So you might have to search around for that. But Sonny Kanto is a good heavyweight prospect. So be on the lookout for him. All right, we'll move on. Nick Hammer in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. Salute to you. He said we'll join the playback game. I appreciate that, bro, for sure. All right, moving on. So this card right here, I know the date on here is wrong, but it's actually February the 25th. You know what I'm saying? This is a pretty decent fight. And then they had a fight that got changed. I'm gonna touch on that too. But the main event is Kanat Islam versus Jimmy Kelly. This at 160 pounds. I think got like a WO regional title on the line. And we'll see. Islam is one of those guys. He's like a fringe contender, been floating around for a minute. He was linked to Demetrius Andrade getting the opportunity. He beat Walter Kakandakwa right the fight after Demetrius Andrade fought him. He really ain't been that active, but you know what I'm saying, he a decent type of guy. He's getting up there in age, so I think the time is now for him. You got Pete Dobson, you know what I'm saying? He's coming back to the ring. He's a good prospect, you know what I'm saying? Um, Looking forward to his fight. Um, he's facing Jose Barago, you know what I'm saying? So it should be a pretty decent fight. And this at junior middleweight, you know what I'm saying? So look out for him. I seen Pistol Pete Dobson a couple of times on PBC, so check him out. But this fight right here, it got a replacement opponent. But this fight was in the works for like a minute. I think these guys supposed to fight last year sometime and kept falling out for some reason or another. But Mark Reyes Jr. versus Kendo Castaneda. That's a good fight, man. 147 pounds. Castaneda is a tricky type of opponent. He really don't give you nothing good, nothing. He don't give you no good looks, what I'm saying? You gotta go get it. He can make it kind of ugly. He lost a couple of fights. He lost to Cepeda, and then he lost another one too on top rank. But he still can fight though. Mark Reyes is a strong, stocky, solid type of guy with fast hands and got good power. You know what I'm saying? So this should be a pretty good fight, and it's like a fight in the making. So we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? I like Mark Reyes in this fight, especially with Castaneda moving up. Tom Brown in the building. What's good with you, bro? Yeah, was it March 26th in Dubai? Yeah, I think he fighting a YouTube guy or somebody like that. Yeah, I saw that. Salute to you, bro. All right, moving to February 26th. Now this is a heavyweight bout. It got like a WBA international title on the line. Kevin Lorena moving up from cruiserweight to face Bogdan Dinu, who's like basically an opponent type of guy. Lorena can fight though. He been out the ring for a minute. He was supposed to challenge for one of the WBA titles at cruiserweight, but he had to pull out with a wrist injury, so he been out for a minute. And Dinu, he got stopped by Dan Dubar last year, and that was like a WA eliminator or something like that. So I like Lorena in this fight. This is a hometown fight for him. He can box, you know what I'm saying? We'll see how he look at the new division at heavyweight. I don't see him coming in too heavy, maybe like 217, 220, something like that. And Denu can fight, man, but he just can't take no punches. So we'll see. That's in South Africa. You gotta definitely have a link for that. Hyphy in the building. What's good with you, bro? Sweet Pea in the building. Salute to you. He said, by the way, Fortuna Rosario score blowout wins. Yeah, yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I was dropping the link and stuff like that. Yeah, I was in the chat as well. They should have some coming back pretty soon on the PBC side. Just a little tune up. But you know this Rosario fought a southpaw, you know what I'm saying? So me looking at that, I'm like, shit, you don't take no tune up against a southpaw, not too much. So I'm thinking maybe he getting ready for Lara. We never know. Just throwing it out there. All right. Um, so you got Rigo. Rigo coming back this February 26th in Dubai. He's facing Vincent Astrolabia. I don't know if I said that right, but he's from the Philippines. He's a big puncher though. He got a lot of knockouts on his resume. So that's good for Rigo to, what I'm saying, get a fight. I know you gotta go all the way to Dubai to get it, but he faced another Filipino guy, and we'll see if Rigo. The whole thing with Rigo, we know he can box, but is he gonna sit down on his punches enough to get these guys up out of there? Because he can punch. And then this kid right here, Vincent, he gonna try to take his head off. You know what I'm saying? He gonna try to do it for his countrymen. For sure. They know that he beat Donaire back in the day. He coming off the Casemiro loss, so we're gonna see. They're gonna be motivated to fight the Rigondeaux. So we're gonna see. That's February 26th. You got. I'm looking for a link for that as well. You know what I'm saying? We'll see where we can find that fight. All right, you got Prince Albert Bell coming back. February 26th. Now his fight is on Fight TV. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of other prospects on that card too. Money Power the fourth is on that card. There's a couple other guys. This is from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see Albert Bell back. I think he one of the best 130 pounders, but he's like low risk, high. How you say it? High risk, low reward. That's him because he's 6'1". He got a long jab. He don't give you nothing. He got good defense. A lot of these guys ain't trying to fight a guy like that, so he may have to take unnecessary risks, maybe moving up and fighting killers or something, instead of fighting and campaigning his normal weight at 130. But he can fight though. You got another good one. This from Orlando. Joseph Adorno versus what's his name? Aaron Alvarez. My bless, I'm tripping. Aaron Alvarez. So I mean, these guys was going back and forth. I seen the press conference too. They got some beef. You know what I'm saying? This is a good comeback for Darno because he just left top rank. He didn't get cut. His what I'm saying, his contract expired after he missed weight, and he had trouble missing weight. So the whole thing with him, he's talented. You know what I'm saying? He just can't get it together with the weight. So hopefully he got that stuff fixed. I know he's in another camp with some good guys in there. So hopefully he can, turn it around. His brother scored a knockout victory last week on Showbox on the undercard. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? He's facing Alvarez, who's going to come to fight, and these guys got a little beef and a little tension. So should make for a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Got to get a link for this one as well. Um, you got another card in Philly. Um, this gonna feature Ray Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Ray Robinson is like a fringe contender at welterweight. You know what I'm saying? And was a good amateur. You know, he lost to Ugas and Sean Porter. And, you know, I think if he's right and active, he can give some of these top guys some issues. You know, he had a close fight with Mean Machine. Um, I thought he beat Josh Kelly. You know what I'm saying? He haven't fought since. So that's going on. What that was 2019. That's almost 3 years since his last fight. So he's returning. So you know, this another one of those under the radar local shows that you can catch. You know what I'm saying? Either on Facebook or maybe on YouTube. So yeah, it's good to see him back. He's training with Boost Ennis too. So that's what it is. Let me see. He said he also fighting for the IBO USBO belt. That's what's up to get him a world ranking. So that's dope. You know what I'm saying? The word no rankings be good for these guys. That's the only way they gonna get some looks for most of them. All right, so we're moving to this undisputed fight. You know what I'm saying, with Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall. Um, to me, it's not really a bad fight. I understand a lot of people don't know Catterall like that. He's a slick southpaw that can box, but he kind of aggressive too. If you watch him fight, the thing I notice about him, he really don't have a different gear. He kind of stays in the same speed. Like he don't, switch up his punches, the speed of his punches, and his range and stuff like that. But he can box. Overall in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. And he fought a guy similar to Josh Taylor in height, what I'm saying, in dimensions with Tyrone McKenna. He dropped him a couple times. He got a good straight left hand, though. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that he got going for him. He has a good team, Jamie Moore, those guys. They're going to get him ready. That's the same team that Chantel Cameron has. So he's going to be ready. But I just don't think he's talented enough to beat Josh Taylor, who is probably one of the top pound for pound guys in the sport of boxing. He basically cleaned out 140. He making this mandatory defense because Jack Catterall stepped aside so they can have undisputed. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But that's love right there. So I think Josh Taylor, he's better in every category that you want to lay out there. He can walk you down, dog it out with you. He can outbox you. He got the height and reach advantage over Catterall. Um, and it's a hometown fight. He fights really well at home, but he fight well everywhere. But at home in Scotland, I mean, it's turned up. So I expect Taylor to win this fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting maybe mid round stoppage. I think Calvar gonna be solid earlier, but I think eventually Taylor gonna get to him, and the moment gonna be too bright for him. So I like Josh Taylor, and then what he do next? I think he vacating and moving up. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying his first fight at 147 is gonna be Kell Brook. I know they're giving Kell Brook to everybody else, but I'm gonna give him to Josh Taylor. On the simple fact is because this how they did this promotion. You know what I'm saying? If you go back and look at it, last week with the last weekend card with Con and Brook, that was on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Sky Sports, ESPN. Josh Taylor just signed with Boxer, Sky Sports, and of course he's with top ranking ESPN. So it makes sense to make that if that's his first fight at 147. You know what I'm saying? If he don't go straight to Bud, he can do that. I'm pretty sure he can do that. But a lot of these guys that move up, they don't necessarily go straight to the world title. They'll take a fight in between because that's a big jump. 40 to 47 is one of the bigger jumps in the sport of boxing when you're moving up in weight. So I can see that. Josh Taylor versus Kell Brook, that's a big fight too. And that might be more realistic than Eubank and Ben. The reason why, because Eubank is because of the weight, because he got to go to 60. And then Conor Ben, he's with Matchroom, although he can, I think that is possible, but Kell Brook and Eddie Hearn not on the best terms right now if you following what's going on with them. So anything can happen. But I'm gonna stand on Taylor versus Brook next. If he decide to move up to 147, that'd be a big time UK fight, you know what I'm saying? So that's just me. So I could be wrong, but this is what I see with the promotional situation. That's what I can see. All right, on this undercard, you got gold medalist. two-time gold medalist Robinson Ramirez was on a hot streak. I think he won like 8 or 9 in a row since he lost his pro debut. He been looking real good since he got with Ismail Salas. He's facing off against Eric Donovan. It's two softballs going at it. Donovan's a good boxer though. He crafty. He can box. It's not. You know, he can win some rounds. I think Ramirez is in a groove right now. He's starting to sit down on his punches, and we already know he can box. So we're gonna see. Donovan gonna be coming down to 126 to face Ramirez. So I don't know how that's gonna play a factor. But this is a pretty good fight. It could be some technical stuff going on in this fight. Two crafty type of guys. So we'll see. Then they got some young guys making their pro debut on the card, and some young guys, going to fight. Well, all across the card, it's going to be a lot of Irish talent and UK talent on the card. But these three guys right here, Kurt Walker, he was an Olympian. He lost to Duke Reagan in the Olympics last year. He's a good fighter. He can be world champion. Paddy Donovan, welterweight. He got, I think, like 5-0, something like that. And then you got Kieran Malloy, another guy making his pro debut. So, some good UK Irish talent. Um, is gonna be fighting in Scotland, so that's what's up. And of course, you can catch this card ESPN Plus. You just gotta check your local time for that, but what I'm saying, pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? All right, moving on to the Showtime card. Christopher Colbert versus Hector Luis Garcia. This is a late replacement, about 2 weeks notice. You know what I'm saying? With Roger Gutierrez pulling out, that was a WBA 130-pound championship fight. So that fight got put on hold. We got a replacement opponent. Garcia can fight. He's an Olympian himself from the Dominican Republic. Good southpaw, can punch. You know what I'm saying? He got a nice little. I think he got some crack in his hands. Um, Good boxer. He composed. You can tell he got some a lot of experience just the way he fight. You know what I'm saying? Real poise in the ring. Coming off a good performance over Avalar. He was down in that fight. You know what I'm saying? They traded hooks, right hooks, and I'm saying, he got caught with a nice right hook and he what I'm saying, got dropped early in that fight, first round. But he came back and dominated the rest of the fight. So, you know, that's interesting to me because Chris Colbert fights. He can fight southpaw as well, and I think he does well with southpaws. I mean, Austin Delay and Jezreel Corrales which was a tough fight for him. Crafty, former world champion, and I thought Colbert put what I'm saying, he turned it up down the stretch and was able to outfight Corrales down the stretch in that fight. Chris Colbert got a lot of skills, man. He's fast. He got a good jab. The only knock I have is just I think he play around a little bit too much in the ring sometimes, but that just lets you know how comfortable he is. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Like when he be playing around, that don't mean he be losing. It's just like, yo, just stick to the game plan, do what you do. But the kid can fight on both sides of the plate. He's not the biggest puncher, but he's sharp. He's a sharp puncher, so he can do a lot of skill. He got a lot of stuff he brings to the table, as far as counter punching and leading with the jab and switching back and forth. So I think I think he has the advantage in this fight. I mean, Garcia is moving up, but I don't think it's too crazy. We'll see if his power carry with him because he seemed like a pretty good puncher at 126. So yeah, I like Coburn in this fight though. I think Cobra will win this fight. This is a eliminator, so the winner of this against Roger Gutierrez, maybe May or June. So so they're looking at Cobra winning this fight, of course, and then getting that fight with Roger Gutierrez. So we'll see. The co-main, this is a pretty good one. You know what I'm saying? Gary Antoine Russell versus Victor Posto, former world champion. I like this fight, and this is a big step up for Antoine Russell because he ain't never fought nobody on this type of level. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna see what he brings to the table, definitely with the style. Because Postal is like 6 foot tall, rangy. He don't really give you too much. Like it's kind of hard to get inside with him. It's a little puzzle you're gonna have to solve. You know what I'm saying? And he's you know, he give a lot of the top guys good fights. Like he gave Josh Taylor a tough fight, and he gave Jose Ramirez, but he came up short. So I don't know how much you can give guys props on losing, having a good fight, and coming up short, or whatever. But I know Poster is a good opponent for sure. He been out the ring for a while, so ring rust may play a part to it. He's with Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach just He just had Mark Marcelo versus Gary Russell Jr. So I don't know if these guys in the gym is getting hyped up and thinking they can do something and solve the Gary Russell issue and try to, beat the brothers. But it's something to take note of. Um, Gary Antoine though, I like him though. He got fast hands. He's strong. All his wins is by knockouts. I like how he cleaned up with the right hook. Like he'll kind of square up, throw a left hand to the body, and finish with the hook. And if he can get inside, once he navigate the range and be able to get inside of Postal, I think it's gonna be some questions Postal gonna have to answer because this kid he ain't just throwing one punch, he throwing like two or three. So he may get hit with something he don't see, and it might be some problems. But I think Postal will be solid early because of his range and his experience. I think he'll know how to get through rounds. He's going to clinch. You know what I'm saying? If shit get too real, he gonna clinch. You know what I'm saying? He gonna hold and get it back to the center of the ring and try to box and whatever. But Postal not a big puncher though. Even though he has some nice knockout victories, he's not really a big puncher. So we're gonna see if he's gonna be active. I know he's gonna throw a lot of jabs, but we'll be active with that straight right hand. And the other key is can Antoine get inside and stay inside? You know what I'm saying? Once you get in there, you gotta stay in there. You can't just get in there and then allow Postal to keep the range and distance. But I like this fight though. I'm gonna pick Gary Antoine in this fight. I'm picking him by decision though. I think this is gonna be the first time he go the distance. But I could be wrong. We're gonna see. But I like the fight. Very intrigued with Postal Russell. Gauges where you can go at 140. Yep. You got to beat Postal. Roach on a good little run, huh? Yeah, he doing well. You know what I'm saying? Freddie Roach still hanging in there. All right. The first fight on this card, though, you got Jerwin Cajas defending his title. You know what I'm saying? Versus Martinez. Martinez, he's from Argentina. You know what I'm saying? He's a short, kind of come forward opponent, like 5'2", 5'3". He trying to get in on you. You know what I'm saying? Throws a lot of punches, trying to bully you and stuff like that. Can he do that against German Cajas, who threw a lot of punches, who's a southpaw, who is he's a vet too. You know what I'm saying? This is 10th title defense for the IBF title at 115 pounds. So can he do that? Can he outwork and Cajas? I don't know. And Cajas is nice with it. You know what I'm saying? He can box real well, and he'll come get you too. His last fight, I think that was on Boots and Lipinets undercard. He was dominating early, but he let the guy get back in the fight when he wanted to sit and trade. So he had the fight basically won, but then he started to sit and trade with the guy. The guy got some confidence and got back in the fight. So will he learn from that and just keep boxing the guy and fight at his pace? We're gonna see. But yeah, they trying to promote this as like, you know, Pacquiao versus Maidana because Martinez he's promoted by Maidana, and then Cajas is promoted by Pacquiao. So it is what it is. That's why they got this graphic looking like that. So it is what it is. But we'll see. So it is actually a pretty good three-fight Showtime card. Chris Colbert and Garcia. You know what I'm saying? I think that can be a pretty decent fight. It can be a good little chess match as well. And then the co-main, I like the co-main. That's gonna be pretty good. That's gonna answer a lot of questions at 140. And then these guys right here. So yeah, not mad at the card for sure. So you got Colbert. I got Colbert by decision. Yep. I got Colbert and Cajas, and I got Russell. I like and Cajas by stoppage though for some reason. And if Cajas win, they can revisit that Ioka unification. You know what I'm saying that was missed out on in December. So yes, sir. We'll see. All right, last one. This Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? Was Sunday in the afternoon for me. Lawrence Okolie versus Michael Sislak. You know what I'm saying? For the WO cruiserweight title. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna touch on that. Then the undercard, you got Dempsey McKean, heavyweight. He's returning. Anthony Fowler, he's moving up to 160, coming off his knockout loss to Liam Smith. John Hedges, I think he's light heavyweight. That's a big kid. He's like 6'5". Campbell Haddon is on the card. Chev Clark making his pro debut. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of fights I want to touch on first before I get to the main event, though. I feel like Pose can game plan together and beat Okola. Yeah, I mean we'll see if they put their heads together. I know that's the storyline. I don't think that's gonna have nothing to do with this fight though, in my opinion. But we'll see. Fabio Wardy is coming back. Good UK heavyweight prospect. I like him. He can box and he can punch. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna face the 6'8", what's his name? Daniel Marks from West Virginia. You know, opponent level guy who normally just come there to get knocked out. Let's keep it a buck. He fought some of everybody, Charles Martin, Luis Ortiz. And I expect, Fabio Warrior to stop him too. Maybe one or two rounds. um, that's what he there for. It's a late notice opponent, so we'll see. But Wardy can fight, man. He should have about 4 or 5 fights this year, and by the end of this year, he should be knocking on the door versus a top 10 rated opponent in one of these sanctioned bodies. He can fight though. He can fight. He's still growing as a young fighter, but we're gonna see. But this, I think he definitely win by knockout in this one. You got the Olympic gold medalist making his pro debut. Allow you five. I like him. You know what I'm saying? This at 112 pounds. This kid can fight, man. You know what I'm saying? You seen him in the Olympics. He can fight. And he can be a world champion too with these lower weight divisions. He's facing Carlos Batista, you know what I'm saying, who is a tough veteran guy. They fighting 10 rounds for a WBC international title. So that just tells you what they think of the young man. And he could be fighting for a world title in about 4 or 5 fights. You know what I'm saying? Because he gonna be rated after this performance. And I think he'll do well. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll do well. So look out for him. You got European featherweight title. Kareem Gariffi versus Jordan Gill. This is a pretty decent fight though. Two taller guys for the division, like 5'8", something like that. Um, Gariffi moved up from 118 after being stopped by a body shot by Lee McGregor. He had a good victory in Spain not too long ago. And then Jordan Gill, good boxer. Not a lot of pop, but he can box. So you may see this fight can be kind of boring. Let's keep it a buck though, because both guys be boxing and moving and stuff. So we're gonna see who's gonna be the aggressor and make the guy sit and trade. But this is a fight that Jordan Gill can win. He need to win this fight. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. And then to the main event, man, I like this fight, yo. A lot of people don't follow the cruiserweight division, but this is actually a good fight, though. Real talk. Lawrence Okolie versus Michael Sislak. Sislak is one of those guys that throws a lot of punches. He like to bend his knees, get low, change the level. He'll throw like 3 jabs in a row. He throws a lot of jabs. He switched to southpaw as well, which can be, something he might not want to do in this fight. But he throws a lot of punches, man. If y'all see his fight with Makabu, I thought he may have edged that out. Now he did have you know, a lapse in that fight where he let his hands go. I don't know what happened. He let his hands go. Then Makabu jumped on him and dropped him. And that was crazy. And then he hit Makabu with a right hand, and Makabu's glove touched the ground, but they scored that. They say it was a slip. That was crazy. So he had some unfortunate shit, and he was fighting in the home country of Makabu. So that fight could went either way. So if you look at that and look at his boxer, you may say, "Oh, he lost to Makabu," and think he nothing. No, this guy can fight, man. I consider him a top 10 cruiserweight. And yeah, of course he's from Poland, and I guess he got a connection with Gawacki, and maybe I don't think that got nothing to do with nothing. The thing for him, if he gonna be, can he get in the inside of Lawrence Okolie, who is one of the best fighters right now and understanding his range. And if you can't get inside of that, you're gonna lose because you're gonna be on the outside all night waiting for that big right hand. So let's see if he can be aggressive and get inside. Lawrence Okolie, like I said, he got one of the best right hands in boxing. Like when he hit you with the right hand, the fight changed. Go watch his last fight. He fought the guy Dylan Pasovic. The guy was doing okay. Got hit with a right hand, and when he got hit with that right hand, he was switching. He was in southpaw, and he squared up. And he's a right hander, but he was in southpaw stance. He squared up, got hit with a right hand. That changed the tenor of the fight. He ended up getting stopped with a body shot. And Lawrence Okolie understands his range. He got a long jab. He can keep you at bay. And like I said, he know how to what I'm saying, he know how to win fights, and he don't lose many rounds. It's hard to beat Lawrence Okolie. Like I haven't seen nobody really have success against him, and he fought some good cruiserweights. And just because you don't know them, that don't mean they're not good. So I think Lawrence Okolie is actually going. I think he's going to win this fight by knockout. But we're going to see. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see if he can really step it up as a champion because it's a lot of work out there for him. But it seems like he can't get no unification right now. He talking about moving up to heavyweight. So this might be his last. This might be his last fight at cruiserweight. We're gonna see, but I think it's gonna be a kind of a touch and go early because this guy Sassolet throws a lot of punches. Will he be as aggressive as he was in his previous fights? I don't know. One thing Sassolet does do that I don't like, he'll stay on the ropes and accept punches sometimes. Sometimes he'll languish on the ropes. That's something you can't do with a Coley because he a big puncher. And you may get mess around, get hit behind the guard, you know what I'm saying, get hit on top of the head. It might be a wrap. You don't want to get hit by the big puncher. There's something you can't see. Well, that's with any fighter, but especially with a thudding puncher like Okolie. So I like Okolie in this fight though. Maybe like 8 round knockout, something like that. If you 5 wins, I believe he gets rated top 15. Yeah, top 15. Then we'll see what happens with Air Ray. If he beats Chocolatito, he probably just stay up there and vacate his title. But then you got Arroyo, who's the interim champion. He might have to fight the number one guy, Christoph Rosales, former world champion. So I think a couple of fights. He probably need a couple of more fights. I say 5. He should be fighting for a world title. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see with Cody Stan getting better on the inside too. I don't really see him getting better on the inside, honestly. I don't see him. He'll clinch you. If you think that's better, then I'm with you. But he'll clinch you though. He probably one of the best in the game at clinching and throwing your rhythm off and keeping his distance. But I love the way he keep that jab out there. He keeps the shit long, and then hit you with a right hand. It's basically it. You know what I'm saying? I like to see him hooking off the jab more, going to the body. I know he got a knockout victory with the body shot his last fight. I like to see him do a little bit more though. But I like him though. Coley late stoppage. Okay, I got you. I'm thinking about 8. Adelev is my new favorite fighter. Always felt Linares is overrated. Yeah, that was a good performance by Adelaide. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what's next for him, for sure. But yeah, man, that's it though, man. I appreciate everybody coming through the building. If you want to replay it and check out the fight cards for this weekend, feel free to do so. You know what I'm saying? You can follow me on my social media, Twitter at OverJ, Instagram L Does Boxing. It's all good. It's all love. That's my time, and I'm out.